is not flat. You can't just pinch it, swipe it, or scroll it. Sure, you've seen the Mediterranean, but
this makes about as much sense as my husband's conspiracy theories. The foot protector.
Man got a crib, it ain't got no lease. Man got a flow that ain't got no brain, but I still get brain, no hands, no teeth. Nowadays.
Because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
That the wheel isn't hooked up to anything?
The rumors were true!
But your work does produce something very special. Human misery. Which, when collected, ground into a powder and snorted, gives rich people...
Noble in that castle!
But, Dad, serfs can't rise up against nobles. You'd be attacking the system itself. And nobody loves feudalism more than you.
Son, feudalism is a beautiful vision. The Bill of No Rights. One person, no vote. Tired of the nobles taking the wheat we sow, the yarn we spin, and the wine. They even take our children. We can put a moon-spangled hat on a man. What?
Tape, mind-controlled hair clips.
What's outside those walls? Say now, that's dangerous thinking, Paul. You best stick to your work. Okay.
Or less stupid.
Lesson 1.
Don't lesson 1 me, Barry.
Always hide in plain sight. Unless you got a better idea.
The world is actually flat. So he was like, oh, the world is flat. And then first people were like, oh, it's a joke. I love it. This is fun. Good times. Sorry, I just thought I'd share that with you.
Oh, this one, Moonspiracy. Nice.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, here on Earth, we don't know what's going on. It must be nice for you guys to, you know, have that proofs in the pudding, you know, evidence. Yeah, I mean, otherwise, how do you know if it's true? Annoyed you're not hearing that. As you can see around me, your mind's been blown countless times. And now, blue ones are my fault, and the purple ones are my family's. What are the red ones? Yeah, don't read into it, Morty.
Great advantage, boy. Advantage indeed. If the boy goes about saying the world is round, they'll take him for a lunatic. The world is round? Yes, that's right. And it also goes around.
Round, see? But we all know it's a flat, right?
Of course it's flat. Sure, I know the world is flat.
Yeah, so do I. Everybody knows that.
Good.
Astronauts to the moon.
I am Morpheus.
It's an honor to meet you.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage. Born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. Today. What is the Matrix?
Crisis actors needed West Palm Beach. We are a government contractor with 15 years of experience working with county, state, and federal agencies to ensure the safety of civilians by conducting simulated crisis events. Crisis scenarios may include, but are not limited to, situations involving natural disasters, tornadoes, floods, hurricanes, etc. Terror scenarios, militias, extremists, etc. Biological/chemical warfare attacks. We are looking for people with experience with acting in theater or commercials. Film actors are also encouraged to apply for the position. You will be working alongside actually government officials to help train them in case of the event of emergency situation.
City, we saw tragedy arrive on a quiet morning. September the 11th. September the 11th. September the 11th.
September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th.
September 11th, September 11th.
September 11th. September 11th.
September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam. Saddam. Saddam.
Saddam.
Saddam. Saddam. Saddam. Saddam. Saddam. Saddam.
Saddam. Saddam.
Saddam Hussein.
War and danger. Continuing danger.
Hour of danger.
Very, very dangerous world.
A grave new threat.
Horrific acts of atrocities. Murderous regimes dedicating to killing us. Tyranny and terror. Slaughtered thousands.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction. Weapons programs.
The deadliest of weapons.
Terrible weapons. Nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons.
Poison gas.
Torture chambers. Mass graves.
Deadly technologies.
Radical ideology of hate.
Terror threats.
Terror.
Terror.
Terror. War on terrorism. War against terrorism.
Global war on terror.
Global terrorism. 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 The evil terrorists. 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 Terrorists.
Terrorist. 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 Terrorist.
Terrorist.
Terrorists.
Terrorists. Terrorists.
Terrorists. Terrorists. Terrorists. Terrorists. Terrorists. Terrorists. Terrorists. Terrorists. Terrorists. Terrorists. Terrorists. Terrorists.
Some outside universal threat. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside.
Developing a society because of all of these different toxins known to affect brain function. We're seeing a society that not only has a lot more people of lower IQ, but a lot fewer people of higher IQ. In other words, a dumbing down, a chemical dumbing down of society. So everyone's sort of mediocre. That leaves them dependent on government because they can't excel. We have these people of lower IQ who are totally dependent. Then we have this mass of people who are going to believe anything they're told because they can't really think clearly. And very few people of very high IQ who have good cognitive function who can figure this all out.